Hi, my name is Hayley Morris. I'm Director of Digital Campaigns and Brand Partnerships over here at Bottlecapps. Essentially what I do is I work with brands and suppliers to enact advertising across all of our platforms. In addition, I work with all different kinds of departments to execute our vision. The mission of Bottlecapps is really to provide the most friendly, intimate, kind experience that we can for our retailers and also for our brand partners. We've diversified and expanded so much that we have tons of different offerings now, namely our B2B services. Those services are really perfect for emerging brands, small independent brands who maybe don't have the distribution that some of the big guys do, but we allow them to have a space to get right in front of the retailers that matter to them and really move the needle in a way that makes sense for those companies. I really spearheaded that initiative and I'm very proud of it today. My vision for Bottlecapps as a whole, I would love to see us continue to expand our programming offerings, offer more detailed services to all different kinds of suppliers and brands. I'd love to expand into other elements of the industry. The non-alcoholic space is something that is really exciting for me right now. And I think it's really important to give them the same space that we give all other alcohol brands. If I'm gonna answer that question, I have to kind of give my origin story. So when I first had my very first interview at Bottlecapps, it was for a position that I have to say I absolutely was not qualified for, in the least. I just knew a little bit about the company and I knew I wanted to be a part of it, so I just kind of got as big as I could and wedged myself into this space. I got to meet with different members of the company face to face, or at least on screen. And I got to really show who I am and connect with the other people there. And so when I got the call that, hey, by the way, that thing you really weren't qualified for, you didn't get that, it was immediately answered by, but we like you and we think that there is a place for you. So the beginning of my journey at Bottlecapps was a little bit unique because I didn't really have a job title or even a department exactly at that time. But quickly I just came in and did everything I could, and it became very clear that the programming department was where I was meant to be. I love to work with household brands that I've known and loved for a long time, but I also love discovering new brands and figuring out exactly what their needs are so that I can make it happen. What I enjoy most about Bottlecapps is probably something that you've heard a lot today. It's the relationships I've made. It's the people I get to work with. I can honestly say that I have never met a group of such eclectic, talented, lovely, inspiring people, and it's a pleasure to work with them every day and learn new things. One thing that I love so much about working here at Bottlecapps, and specifically for my department, is that we get to participate in this huge event in Miami called the Sobe Seafood Festival. This past year, the programming team we spoke on behalf of Bottle Rover. We got to talk about Bottlecapps as a whole and make so many amazing connections. Funny part about that story is that we really wanted to go to Disney World. And I'm not really a geographer or anything, but Orlando is not necessarily right next to South Beach. So at the end of the festival, we all woke up at 4 a.m. to get in a car and drive to Disney World to spend exactly one day doing everything we could with our team. And that was the most hilarious, sleep-deprived bonding experience I could have ever asked for, and it's a really special memory to me. I think a common pain point within the industry is also what I love about the industry, which is it's ever-changing. Once you feel like you've got exactly what you need, you're in a good stride, something will change. And that's what makes it so exciting to be in this space. But it can be a real challenge, and I think that our department has done a really good job of being adaptable, being agile, and really continuing to develop our capabilities and develop the way that we show up in this space so that we can answer that at all times. If I could brag, I would say that one thing that I really enjoy about myself is my commitment to individualization. I think that just as every brand is completely different with a different skill set and different needs, so is everybody I work with. No one should be treated the exact same as the other. So I spend a lot of time learning what motivates each person and how I can connect with them in that way and at their level. I don't know if this is necessarily industry specific, but I think for all young professionals, there's one thing I would tell them, which is don't ignore your instincts in an effort to be teachable. You deserve to be in the space that you're in, and you wouldn't be there if you didn't have true, unique talents that no one else in the room has. So yes, be adaptable, be teachable, be prepared to learn new things, but know that you and you alone bring something unique. Bottlecapps is different from its competitors for a couple of reasons. The first is we are extremely honest. We're transparent about our data, we're transparent about our services. We don't see any value in keeping things too close to the cuff. Although for many of us that may sound like a given, that isn't how everyone conducts business, and I'm really proud to be part of a company that does conduct business that way. Always be flexible, baby. I think having a good attitude about it, making sure that it's fun for you. If you don't enjoy what you do, then no amount of success, no title will ever be enough. And so the way that we are able to respond to all the changes in the industry is because we make it fun and we get excited about them. What is most inspiring to me is to see all the unique ways that other people lead and how other people within this company are making huge changes in their own departments. Seeing that constant buzz, feeling that energy moving around me is what keeps me excited, motivated, and hopeful. I think something about me that I'm constantly learning is that to be a leader doesn't mean that you have to change yourself. You get to be in a space where you have the opportunity to be a leader because of who you are already. And just because a title is in front of you doesn't mean that you aren't capable to be there and own that title. So remember that about yourself, stay strong, but of course always teachable. The best advice might surprise you because it's not very polished and it doesn't sound like something that you would plaster all over LinkedIn, but it's helped me the very most, and it is simply, it's not that serious. I'm the kind of person, I'm analytical, I'm strategic, I like to think about all the possibilities at all times, and that's one of my biggest strengths. But the other side of that coin is, when you think about all the possibilities, you think about the bad ones too. And it's important to kind of step back, give yourself that perspective, give yourself that kindness, and say, at the end of the day, it's just not that serious. Agile, and friendly, and kind, and silly, and a headache sometimes, but mostly agile. Call me. Yeah. You know, I think that we often prepare ourselves for all the bad guys in the world, those external conflicts. You know, we worry about all the different possibilities that could happen. What if this happens? What if I lose this account? Or what if this happens? But we don't always prepare ourselves to protect our mind and to think about how you might be getting in your own way. So sometimes the biggest challenge can be your own mindset, your own fears, and as soon as you can let go of that and embrace confidence and embrace who you are, the other things, the external things you've been worried about, suddenly become a bit lighter.